There was a cat apocalypse that happened for a little while there, where like I just kept getting cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole it was like 6 layers deep of like some spy shit.
7-8-year-old Jackson comes up, says not a single word to me.
Kids who watched Peppa Pig developing English accents. I think this might be the first time in history that Dan was not recording for 17 minutes before the podcast starts.
Not true. I only do that about half the time. I just, I think we're going to get going earlier than we are. And then, that's what happens.
Yeah, 50% of the time, I slap the record button when Jackson's like, all right. And then I'm like, oh, and then I hit it, and then I clap. And it works out great.
I'm just going to start clapping now, like on loop, just to confuse Noah and try to edit.
Here, hold on. Let me join you. Make it even worse.
What a terrible time that would be.
I mean, you figure it out pretty quickly. It'd be the first peak, but still, it would be unpleasant.
There's only 2 markers that are perfectly distanced from each other, so
I could count every time we do it.
Oh no. I feel like this is a good time for us to introduce our guest today. With us in the virtual studio, we have Makain, who Google keeps trying to tell me I'm spelling his name wrong, even though I know for a fact I'm not.
How does Google want you to spell it?
Machine.
Ooh.
That's what I always get.
Let's see.
It's pretty
Maintain.
sick,
Oh, okay.
Or just main. But yeah, it's like maintain was my first autocorrect.
I can maintain. I can do that.
Thoughts on Maine?
Maine's pretty dope. Have been.
Favorite New England state?
Maine.
Really? I think I'm a Vermont guy.
I'm a Connecticut man if Connecticut counts.
Yeah, why not?
I believe it does. I've never
I don't know
been
what exactly is New England. I don't know if New Hampshire's New England, but Vermont, I think, is. I mean, you'd think, if anything, New Hampshire would be more New England than Vermont is. But I feel like even though New Hampshire is closer to the New England part of the world than Vermont is, I feel like Vermont is more New England. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's more, it's kind of the attitude, right? That and
it's got the New England attitude.
Although I'm never going to be able to get past Boston as being the most New England of New England, just because...
I mean, you can be the most New England without being your favorite part of New England, you know?
Well, I just have a lot of memories associated with a guy who used to live in Massachusetts. So... Wait, was he in Massachusetts? Where did that man live?
Is it Matt Damon? Are you thinking of Matt Damon?
No, I'm thinking of a former boss, and he loved Boston. But he lived
It makes sense. That's where bosses are from.
Did
it's Bosstown, after all.
Bosstown.
Did he give you the Boston bark?
The Boston bark. I don't know what that is.
Did he give you the Boston baked bean?
The Boston bark is that thing that I noticed that mostly people only from Boston do, where if they're upset or they need your attention, they just go, "Hey," real loud, you know?
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my gosh, yes, he gave me that all the time. He did that and this like backhand slap to your chest to catch your attention. If he's like,
okay, I like that.
If he's talking to you and
I'm talking to you.
Let's say I'm making sandwiches, as was my job, and there's 30 sandwiches on my screen, and this dude comes.
Sandwiches in the screen.
He stands next to me, and he's like, "Hey, Noah," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he starts talking to me, and if I look away from him and don't maintain eye contact, and he feels I should be, he'd go, "Hey," and tap me on the chest. So I would look at him again, and I'm like, "Why, sir? What are you doing?
I'm on it. I got you.
I'm trying to work. This is my job."
Oh my gosh.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Boston bark. Didn't know that was a thing, but boy oh boy, I definitely heard about it. Or definitely heard it.
Once you've been given one, you know it forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that.
You guys like Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, Good Will Hunting's really fucking good, dude.
It's a good movie, yeah.
That movie is a lot for me to handle usually.
I like that movie.
It's a good one, yeah.
He's smart.
I also hugely like the It's Not Your Fault. Both on a joke level and on a like in an actual well constructed piece of acting in cinema, amazing. But also just within
it's
the
fun
mind
to say to somebody.
It is. It's really funny just to quietly be like, hey, it's not your fault.
What's not my fault?
I mean,
it's not your fault.
Dang.
Don't fuck with me, man.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Dude, that movie
I feel like the best character in it is by far Ben Affleck. Everyone just be like, wow, guys, Will is such a tragic hero. And Ben Affleck is just like, yo, my life's fucking shit too, but here I am, I'm working construction.
But I'm a dumbass, so I'm gonna be here.
He's just happy to be there, you know?
He's such a, the thing with that is, everyone in that, there's no, nobody in that is really, truly a villain.
Yeah, there's only good guys.
It's only good guys, and that's super rare, I feel like.
It's kind of weird considering that Ben Affleck came to be the breakout star of the whole thing. Because if you look at Ben Affleck's early career, it's Kevin Smith movies and then Good Will Hunting.
mean,
And don't get
Damon
me
came
wrong, I
out of
love
it,
Kevin
you know.
Smith.
Yeah,
Oh,
Matt
what
Damon
was it-
popped off too.
What was
They
it
both came
Damon
out
was
of it really
cast
well.
in before that?
Rounders,
No, it was
not Rounders. Rounders
Saving
was right
Private
after that.
Ryan. Wasn't that it? That it
He was
came
in
He
Saving-
out.
was indeed Private Ryan.
Private Ryan,
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he was Private Ryan.
Yeah, didn't that come out just before Saving Private Ryan, and the director was pissed because he cast him in Saving Private Ryan because no one knew who he was,
Really?
and then
Yeah,
suddenly
that
he
sounds
became this
amazing. Hold on.
superstar, and people were not people. Then he was very
Yeah,
angry about
literally
it.
a year before. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah,
Amazing.
they were
What year
made
did it come
around the
out?
same time, but it ended up all crashing down on him.
I mean, it's not like it ruined everything, probably.
No, it just
No.
ruined the effect he was going for of having a totally unknown.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, both of those movies are so like forward in the American conscience right now. Like since they came out.
Yeah, for the last
They're
20
Both
something
good
years.
movies.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'll be
really.
honest. I have never seen Good Will Hunting.
It's worth watching.
Yeah, I would honestly like. It's one of those things where I wouldn't want to watch it as a movie night.
I would.
I wouldn't because
I feel
It's
like
a
it's
hard-
a little too heavy for a
It's a heavy,
server
What else are you
Yeah.
gonna watch for a movie? Where else are you gonna watch a movie?
what?
Like, when else are you gonna watch the movie?
I mean,
On
not
my
as
own
a
at the
server
house
movie
with,
night.
like-
When Dan
No,
said
yeah.
movie night,
That's
he
what
meant
a
for the
movie night is.
server.
Yeah, no, I meant with like I would sit down and
Oh.
watch it. I sat down and watched it with Michelle or like
Yeah, that's a movie night.
yeah, but that's not the same thing as like a server movie night, which is what I was talking about.
Oh.
I wouldn't watch it to riff on it because it's not the kind of movie I feel like you riff
Yeah,
on.
no, you don't. That's not a riffing movie. You don't make fun of Good Will Hunting
You can't.
unless you like apples, I guess.
I guess. Robin Williams is a fucking treasure in that movie too. Holy shit, I forgot how good he is.
Nice guy.
Ugh, what a guy.
What a lad.
What a man, a myth, a legend.
And then it was Elliott Smith did the music for that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Is he the guy that always looks like he's about to
and
cry?
he died.
Rip.
I'm sorry
I
to
might
hear
be
that.
I might be thinking of John Legend.
I'm trying to see what else he did.
I mean, like, Between the Bars is, I think, like his most successful hit, I'd say. And he was in the movie too. He had a lot of songs in the movie. It's a good movie. Hey, it's a good movie, you know. God, I wish I was from New York City and I could just talk like that without like doing an accent. I wish I just talked like that, you know.
Do you think it's one of those things where if you just did the accent long enough, it would eventually just become your voice?
Like
I
Madonna.
think so.
Yeah, exactly.
just like Madonna. I feel like there was a kid in my high school who talked with an accent.
Are you
I don't
going
remember the details, but like I feel like there was a kid in our high school.
I thought you were trying to lead into how you and I met.
No, I was being genuine. I think there was a kid in our high school who talked with an accent that they didn't actually have.
Oh, you mean like they
For
put
years.
it on?
Was it you?
No, I can't, like, I can picture their face, but I can't put a name to it. But I feel like there was someone who talked with like a British accent who totally didn't have a British accent.
I mean-
Just talked like that
Power move.
for
Right.
years. And it was not a power movie, it was a big L.
Actually, Jackson, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay. I feel like, yeah, I don't know, I can't remember, but I feel like they stopped at one point. Like, they did it when we were in, like, elementary and middle school, and they just kind of stopped in high school, which, big respect for not doing that forever.
There is a total.
Because, I mean,
I know exactly who you're talking about. There's a total reason
Okay.
they did it that is kind of valid, but not quite there.
Okay, I honestly, like, this is, like, a memory that I'm, like, pulling at. I don't remember.
I remember
Yeah.
someone who did that.
Does
But
it
they
work?
only did
Like,
it at
does it
restaurants.
stick? That's pretty cool.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's funny. Ha ha ha."
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Does it stick? Like, can you just grow an accent?
I would think so.
I mean, as a kid, like a little kid, if you move, yeah, absolutely.
I'm just gonna have kids and talk around the house with a Brooklyn accent,
There's actually parents that have done that.
just to try and make my kids have like a Brooklyn accent, and they'll be like 6 talking with a Brooklyn accent. I'll be like, yeah, guys, I'm not from. I've never even been in New York. I mean, I have, but you know, I never even lived in New York.
well, wasn't there something going around about kids who watched Peppa Pig developing English accents?
I hope
That's
so.
amazing.
That actually happened to one of my little cousins, the Peppa Pig thing.
Sick.
I
Like,
love
Did it
it.
stick?
We used to just, I don't know if it stuck. I saw him recently, but we was just learning how to talk. He's watching a lot of Peppa Pig. And we asked him, like, hey, what's Peppa's brother's name or whatever? He'd always say George. He would never say George.
George.
Yeah. And that's the only
I
thing he
love it.
said, like English, but, you
Listen
know.
here, boy. We ain't talking like that.
Yeah. Considering I am originally from
It's the
Mississippi and that's
South.
where all my family is, that's pretty much what they said.
Hell yeah.
Which leads me
Fantastic.
into how me and you first met, Jackson.
Flip the packs and how to maintain. Get that money back and spend it on the same thing. Bobby Schmurder's out of jail in less than a year, guys.
Bobby Schmurder's out of jail in less than a year.
Less than a year.
Is that how you and McKay met each other?
Yeah, it is actually. We were at a Bobby Schmurda show. No, I was just thinking about, you know, classic New Yorkers, and I was like, Bobby Schmurda. I'm pretty sure he's from New York. I feel like he's from New York. I'm almost positive he's from New York. But now I'm doubting myself.
Jackson,
No,
high five
no,
for
Bobby
Jackson.
Schmurda is definitely from New York. No, I believe it. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be wrong about Bobby Schmurda.
Oh, bad news, dude.
Where's
Miami,
he from?
Florida.
Oh, gross.
Oh.
I just figured he was cool, so he couldn't have been from somewhere that sucked.
I'd like to believe that, but apparently no. Here, Makain, how did you and Jackson meet? Tell me that, because I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Tell us a tale.
I'm looking this up.
Back in the year 2004, there's a young boy who happened to have my name, who moved.
Is it McCain?
Yeah, who moved from a little town called Tupelo, Mississippi, to a little town called a town in Pennsylvania.
Nice save. Okay. Nice save. Yep. Go on.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Bobby Schroeder was born in Miami, but his origin is Brooklyn, New York, and he was arrested in New York, so he's from New York.
Okay.
Sorry, I just got mad because Noah tried to be like, he's from Miami.
Once this boy moved to this small town, he was instructed by the teachers to show on the map of America where he used to live. So, the big pull down map comes down, and I point to the state of Mississippi. And while I'm doing that, a little, 7-8-year-old Jackson comes up, says not a single word to me, looks at the map where my finger is pointed on Mississippi, looks at the capital of Mississippi, which is called Jackson. He then turns his head back to me and looks me dead in the face and says, "I rule your state." And he walked away.
Based.
That's fantastic.
I love it so much.
Yeah, that was the start of everything.
You can look at me and tell me I'm wrong?
Oh my gosh.
She came down in a bubble.
I was just imagining Jackson as he is now, just going up and being like, "That's sick as hell," and then walking away. But
I rule your state.
Jackson of the past is even more powerful and dead terrifying, if we're being honest.
And it wasn't just like...
Thank you. I was 8.
It wasn't, "Hey, I rule your state." He was like, he looked me in the face, he's like, "I rule your state," and he walked away.
I love it so much.
Yeah, so that was me and Jackson's first meeting in 2nd grade, and here we are now.
My plan worked.
Noah, actually, I remember the first time I met you as well.
Really?
Yeah,
because I remember hearing about you long before I ever actually got to meet you. And I also remember all the things anyone ever said about you being dead false.
Yeah, probably.
Mainly because all anyone ever told me about you was, "Oh yeah, he looks just like your brother Jeff."
Yeah, me and your brother didn't look alike.
The only similarity was that you both had long hair.
That was it, like long brown hair. No facial features were shared at all.
No, nothing at all.
But
I feel like people who said that were probably like, because I feel like I know, because like, McCain, tell your story first.
Okay,
about how you met Noah.
It's shorter than the Jackson story. Noah, I first met you through a group of common people I met you at a Cheddar's.
Based.
It was Cheddar's.
It was Cheddar's.
It's always
Jeez, I forgot.
It's always
used to go to Cheddar's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's through mutual friends at Cheddar's, and
Cheddar's kind
you
of
infuriated me on day one because you kept referring to Slayer as hair metal.
Oh my gosh! I forgot that. Man, I was a dumbass.
I will tell you,
he's right.
Why did I think they were hair metal? Why did I think that?
I kept telling you, and that's the thing is I wanted to squash this with you right now. I may come off as a jerk online when we talk about music, but it's not that I'm ever thinking anyone's opinion is wrong. It's that I really, really love playing devil's advocate. No,
I just think that I want to get across to you that I think you're an intellectual dumbass, and I'm right.
No, I think, honestly, McCain, in this moment, I think you were allowed to come across as a jerk because I was so dumb. Why did I say Slayer was hair metal?
I don't
why
know.
did I think that?
But I will say, I've wanted to express to you that, like, whenever I feel like you dread when you see my little icon on Messenger pop up because you know I'm about to say something contrary to what you just posted about music.
No, I love it because it's like a lot of people, I'll like post this like hot or cold take about something and people will like it or not. And that's the most I get. And I'm like, well, I must be right. And then you're like, Death Haven and what was it? No, what was it? It wasn't Death Haven. It was what did I say? It was something about The Cure.
It was The Cure. You said New Order is just The Cure, but a little bit faster.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
And I mean, like from the 4 songs I listened to, I think I maintain that I was right, but also I didn't listen to any of their other music.
The thing that I'll do is, even when I realize through an argument that I'm wrong, I will never give up my position.
No,
that's so terrifying.
High key, same position.
Thank
It
you.
depends on how emotionally invested I am, right? Like sometimes I can't
you
back
guys
down.
Are wrong.
No,
I've never once realized I was wrong.
Jackson, I've never found you to be wrong.
No.
I mean, I didn't want to be that guy, but yeah, Jackson is actually always right.
Oh, the life advice Jackson and has given me, it carries me to this day.
I saw an image the other day.
Okay.
That I really liked, and no, it's related. It's related.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is about to be some terrible Jackson life advice that's gonna carry you to this
That's not
day.
life advice, but it's just like it says. You know that sometimes things that are expensive are worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The classic bit.
Yeah.
It's just that, but shopped to say sometimes people who are more articulate are wrong, and that's me, guys. I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, look at Ben Shapiro.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
I don't even
If
feel
you
like
make
Ben
good
Shapiro's that
sentences-
articulate.
He just talks fast.
Yeah.
And he's just Eminem, but for podcasts. He just talks fast. He just talks fast, and like shitty white people are like, "Whoa, owned him." Oh, shut up.
I was really angry watching Hell's Kitchen recently because there was this one guy in the season we just finished that looked like somehow discount Ben Shapiro, and I really hated it. And what made me even angrier was he ended up doing great. I think he ended up winning.
I think I saw your post about this, actually.
Mm-hmm. And at first, when he had no personality, I'm like, get him out of here. I am so sick of seeing knockoff Ben Shapiro in my cooking show. I watched this to have a good time.
In my cooking show.
Wow. I'm glad that just the sight makes you angry.
Oh, yeah.
Something that looks like Ben Shapiro. But yeah, fair enough.
I think so, at least.
Oh my word. All right.
I don't like it.
So
Wild.
I did want to.
Speaking of music takes, Makain, you recently put out music.
I did put out music, actually.
What?
I did put out music.
Wow.
If you care to find that music, you can find us on Bandcamp, Spotify, anywhere you get your music. You can find us under Yellow Nymphos, and the album title is Cheap Beef from Underneath.
Which I do love that title, by
That's
the way.
a great title.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is a very good title.
Yeah,
a power title.
I got some really good, nice feedback from Jackson that made it worthwhile.
I'm sorry. I just got really, really angry because I opened up Spotify to check on your album again, and Spotify suggested I listen to Harry Potter at home readings, and I just want to throw my phone.
Yeah, don't do that.
That
So I
blows,
was like,
dude.
listen to Harry Potter at home readings. Why would you think I like Harry Potter? I know how to read. I don't
You
need to
kind of
listen to
sound
Harry
like an
Potter.
angry old woman, Jackson.
I just don't like it.
I think it's reasonable.
Let's see here.
But
Let's see.
yeah.
Recently played.
Boom,
right there. Cheap Beef from Underneath.
Yeah, like Jackson just
It's a
said.
great album cover. It's a great album.
Thank you. My girlfriend Emma actually made the album cover for us. That's all things from CD booklets and magazines and whatnot that she cut and collaged and put together and everything like that.
I do love it. This is one of my favorite style of like old punk album covers that no one does anymore. It's just the collage propaganda style, and this is just like stuff, and I love it.
We were really afraid of doing an album cover that would make us come off as like a like some kind of indie dream pop band or something like that. So we went with that instead. That idea, which was Emma's like original idea, she hatched that entirely.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
it was fun to do. We made it for $0 at home over a course of 3 months. During that, though, me and my friend Calvin, who's also in the band, we were ripped apart. Two lovers torn apart by viruses. We've actually had some pretty close to home stuff with this virus going on here. But it's all good and recovered and stuff like that. Everybody's good. My girlfriend's father actually ended up getting it, but he's recovered fully and everything's good. So we're all up and moving again.
Good. I'm
Nice.
glad to hear I almost called him by name, but I'm glad to hear he's doing good.
Yeah, he's doing good. Everybody's good, and now we're actually planning a live stream on our Facebook as well. So you can find us on Facebook as Yellow Nymphos also. We're gonna do a live set from our living room, and we were just actually practicing that today.
I love that.
So that's coming up soon.
That's fantastic. What a good thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the whole EP is like 20, like a little over 20 minutes. The set is gonna be about 35-40 minutes. So it takes no time at all for anybody trying to start something during this quarantine. To anyone who's listening right now, like help people out because it's tough right now. So help out your independent artists and musicians and stuff like that. Small bookstores, all that.
Yes. I do love small bookstores.
I had a run-in. Well, I've had a couple. Have you guys experienced this where you're living, where you had people who are so defiant against the orders that they start shit with you?
I haven't.
Not yet.
I haven't, but I know people who have.
I had 2 in 1 hour. In less than an hour, I had 2 run-ins with people like that. I had a lady at the pharmacy like stand right on top of me, like behind me. And I looked at her. I was like, "Hey, could you like back up a little bit?" And she like waved me away. And then I was like, "Yo, you really need to like back up." And then me and her started getting into it. And the lady behind the counter was like, "Hey, knock that shit off." And I was like, "Okay, cool." As I leave that situation, like all huffy and puffy, I go to McDonald's because I'm like, I had no food in the house at that point. And I'm like, I could really go for a cheeseburger right now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then the dude handing me my food like touches my fries with his bare hands. And I was so infuriated.
What? Why would you
That's
even
so
do
gross.
that in general? Like that's
so
just
gross.
that's
I hate
actually
that
not
so
allowed.
much.
Though.
I know that. And that's the thing is not only is it just not allowed altogether, it's also especially not allowed right now. I was just like, why are people out to like destroy me today?
I had someone earlier today tell me that the masks actually do more harm than good. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of people tell me that.
New Orleans has been hit really hard, and people just choose to still not listen. Like Jackson, you've been down here. You saw how Frenchman Street is, right?
Yeah.
It's a ghost town right now.
Are people still going out there? Like, are things still open?
No, it's a ghost town.
Okay.
But in like the smaller towns around there that I live in, people are like, out and about having barbecues. And
they're still going to the drive-through daiquiri spots.
The drive-through daiquiri spots are opening back up on.
Thank God.
Yeah, next week sometime.
Wait, how does a drive-through daiquiri work? Do you just have to promise to not drink and drive?
Basically.
That's it. It's on the honor system.
They put tape over it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you can't drink and drive if there's tape over the drink.
You can't take tape off of a cup.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick though.
It's kind of like how gas stations around here are starting to sell alcoholic slushies, and they're like, now remember, we can't sell these to you with a straw. So you can grab that straw and drink outside, but you can't have it in the store. It's like, yeah, all right.
Oh my God. Like Jackson, like I said, he's been here. Like it's weird if you don't
I've talked about it on the podcast too.
Yeah. It's weird if you don't drink here.
And drive. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was down there, we actually went to one of those drive-through daiquiri places. We sat outside on like the patio.
We did. That's the spot I really like.
It was good.
It's really, really
cool. They have
cool.
like 40 different like giant frozen drink machines.
Yeah, and they have like a big like game room, like the seating area. They have like a dance floor in there and stuff. It's really cool, that location in particular. But if you're not at that one, you'll see like actual like shacks, like roadside like little buildings of drive-through daiquiri places.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, even when I lived in Waco, there was a little one in Waco. I can't remember the name of it. But it was just like sitting there right off 35. There was just like a place where you could drive through like daiquiris and drive through margaritas.
Oh yeah, well that's down here like alcohol is currency in New Orleans.
Yeah, actually earlier today I was doing some sorting and I put the my hand grenade cup up with my glassware and my cups and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys have never been to New Orleans, Noah and Dan, correct?
Yeah, not yet.
No, yeah. I have not.
Well, there is a drink that is fairly famous. There's a whole bunch of drinks that are famous within the city. But one of like the mixed drinks, like kind of party drinks that they sell down there is a hand grenade.
A hand grenade?
Yes.
It's called a hand grenade. It's pretty dope.
You should definitely look up or send the picture of the container.
Yeah, it comes in like in a cup that it almost looks like a bong.
It's totally shaped like a bong. And I've seen kids that have turned them into that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, why wouldn't you? It's just like you're 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
But it's like Like it really is. Like just look them up. But there's only like 5 or 6 places that can actually like sell the official hand grenade. Like the city's kind of weird about like who can sell them because it's only like a couple places.
Yeah, there's like 3 locations.
Well, yeah, they have like special
in
cups,
the city.
and they are really, really strong.
Oh yeah,
that's like their thing.
They're really sweet. They sneak up on you real fast.
They're super sweet, but they're also like they're just like straight up like 40% alcohol. Like they're insanely strong.
Oh, this is just
they got like grain alcohol in there. It's
4 full ounces of alcohol and then some pineapple juice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's good. If you guys ever do come down though, don't carry those around because you will definitely be targeted.
Targeted? How so?
Well, you look like a tourist. Everyone's gonna try and get your money.
Yeah, they're either going to swindle you or someone's going to straight up mug you. So just certain parts of the neighborhood, you don't carry that with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like wearing a Hawaiian shirt and cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Like you're just asking for it, kid. You're gonna get yourself in a... Because like all the... like there's a lot of people who will come by and just be like, hey, you know, you got any like change? Or, you know, there's lots of like people who are disenfranchised there. And there's also a lot of like scammers and like con artists who will just try and like do like some quick change stuff for you, get you to buy things. I remember one time that... McCain, do you remember that guy with the fanny pack full of stickers?
No, I remember how you got me cornered by that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy comes up and started like giving like a whole bunch of like he was just giving McCain some shit for some reason.
He just gave me so much shit.
And like
he didn't like my shoes. He just didn't like the cut of my jib altogether, I guess.
Yeah, he did not like the cut of this man's jib. He was going after him. And you know, of course, I'm being there and being the good friend that I am. I kind of join in with him. I'm like, yeah, get him.
Yeah.
So I joined in with this heckler guy basically, and we're just kind of like giving McCain the what for. But yeah, he ends up just like. I you know, he gave us a good time. So I gave him like $5 and gave me like a whole bunch of weird stickers from his fanny pack and then a book about astral projection.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I still have them all. I still have all of them.
Do you what Jackson's not telling you was where after he gave him $5, he then turns to me for some money. And I'm like, sorry, man, I've only got a card. So then he pulls out from like 1990 this giant credit card, like mobile credit card taking machine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
So yeah, so he got another $5 from me. So thanks a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Did he give you the book on astral projection though?
Oh yeah, I did. It was a book on astral projection and how it was some like name of their religion also about how John Lennon was a big proponent.
He was also talking about some weird maybe cultish stuff.
Yeah.
But you know. He also roasted McCain pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm really happy I brought you.
Yeah, it's a fun city. There's trouble to get into and things to do.
Yeah, it's something else for sure. I mean, like I haven't came back to Pennsylvania since I got here. I probably won't. Like everything I need is kind of right here. And Jackson, you make it like a yearly thing to come down, so that's all I need.
It's a fun thing to come down. You can go to Abita Brewing, which we've talked about on the podcast many times, because they only make bangers.
I really do want to go there. I won't lie to you.
They only produce bangers.
There's very, very many reasons for me to want to end up like down there, at least to visit.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a free place right here. So if anyone wants to crash here, there you go.
Hey,
it's a really cool spot, and also there's a lot to do on the north side of the city, which
Calvin, which
I have talked about on the podcast as well. But there's cool things to do. I still have my Abita growler.
I was gonna say one day Jackson was staying with me, and I had to go to work. I come back, and Jackson has gotten himself a growler, which is like a giant, like when you see in the cartoons, like the big jug with the 3 X's on it. It's one of those.
Oh yeah.
Of green tea beer.
It wasn't green tea. It was It was Earl Grey tea.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
But still, it was tea beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a subtlety, which I talked about on the podcast as well.
I think I still have one in my fridge.
They're great.
Very, honestly.
I was surprised I liked it.
Those.
Yeah, I still have the card you gave me. I keep calling you Calvin Jackson. I'm sorry.
Unforgivable.
I still have the card you gave me for the free growler after you buy like 6.
Oh yeah, it's like they got like a program.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You buy 6 growlers.
Mm-hmm, you get one.
Yeah, you get one free.
Yeah. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's not bad, but I'm more concerned that Jackson filled that up in the time he was there visiting.
I only bought like 2 or maybe 3.
Okay.
The time I was there.
Yeah. When he wasn't, taking me through the alcohol aisle at Walmart and schooling me on what makes alcohol different from one another.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, all right, Jackson, let's go get some whatever from Walmart. He's like, oh, do you know what you want?
Like, vodka, whiskey, they're the same.
Yeah, I was just like, whatever. Like, if it's got alcohol in it, I'll drink it. And he's like, well, you see the difference between a bourbon and a whiskey. And I was like, holy shit, can we just get out of here?
And we did.
Yeah. So
and then we watched To Catch a Predator.
We watched a lot of To Catch a Predator, but we also watched some Jerry Springer.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic times.
It's good. I feel like we're taking up all of Noah and Dan's time here, regaling.
Nah, man, fire away.
Listen, it's called content.
Yeah, I'm
so
loving these stories that are coming up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We did go to the alcohol aisle. I went down to Jackson Square and saw the horse and the guy on it, of course.
The man on the horse.
He was there too.
Yeah, it was a good time. Jackson have moved since you were last here.
Yeah, down to is it the place I remember that I've been to? Hello, kitty.
The place you remember that you've been to?
Yeah, have I been there before?
No.
Okay.
No, this is the house. This house is in the family, but it's a different house altogether.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you say the house is in the family?
Yeah. Like my significant other's family owns this house. Yeah.
Yeah, the Limp Bizkit and Corn song.
For some reason, my mind immediately went to like a crime family. Like McKay's just casually admitting he's involved in crime.
I didn't tell you what they did. I just told you that they're a family.
Do we not do that here?
We do, but I didn't know that was the kind of episode we were doing. I wasn't aware of the context.
It's the only kind of episode we do.
Yeah, this is where we
all crime all the time.
All we're gonna do today is we're gonna sit here and admit to terrible crimes on recording.
Wow, what did you do?
I'll go last.
Loser.
So twice this past week, I've been playing RimWorld again, as I've mentioned many times, and that game has a nasty reputation of sometimes you just gotta do terrible things to keep your colonists alive. And repeatedly throughout the week, I messaged people about, I've committed, whatever this new war crime is, and then gone into detail about, but it's fine, it's helping me in the long run. And only after I, sent 7 messages of explaining what exactly is going on do I say, oh yeah, in RimWorld, by the way. Both times unintentional, but
hey, I committed war crimes.
Literally. Well, I don't. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's bad.
You telling me you do war crimes?
It basically is war crimes, yeah.
That may be a quick way to a wrongful arrest, which would benefit you in the long run with the lawsuit and all that.
Yeah, but something tells me that the FBI needs more evidence than that before they grab me. I'd have to really go into some details about, it just happens to be all these same things. Turns out there's like 7 missing persons reports in my area. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
How dare you do that?
Ooh,
also, I've been low-key distracted. Knuckles. I apologize. I was listening to Cheap Beef from underneath because I had listened to the first song. And I'm like, cool. I like this. And then I totally forgot to listen to the rest of it.
It's amazing.
So
and then McCain said, Jackson gave me some good feedback. And I'm like, shit, I meant to do that. I meant to say anything.
It's a good album. I like it.
I mean,
I like it a lot.
Boys, please.
I like the hum, like the I don't know what the term for it is, but like the vibe where you get like the recording where it feels almost like a cassette in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that analog hiss sound.
I was gonna say that nice analog hiss. I love it.
Yeah. It totally was not intentional. But
that's like the best way to do it.
No, McCain, it was an artistic choice. Lean into it.
I was gonna say you gotta pull that as an artistic choice.
Excuse me. Yeah, we actually we have several tape machines all around the house, and there you go.
Fascinating.
But it was fun, and more stuff is coming soon. We're already writing more stuff, and full length is next.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like it. I would recommend heavily that our listeners go give it a check.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It is in the
same.
description of the episode on on the website, and as long as I remember, it'll be on the YouTube as well. A link to the Bandcamp.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, man. Can I ask where your guys' main listenership comes from, like the medium?
Country, Ghana.
I can pull up. Hold on, give me 1 second. I can pull up our stats for it.
Yeah, I'm just.
I
I was
know
just looking at them
stats?
earlier.
we
have
actually
stats.
we track.
How do I find that out?
We do actually track who listens to the audio. We can
Yeah, just
do
the
that.
downloads.
Okay, because I listen.
We just track
almost
how many downloads we get. Usually get like 20 or so an episode, give or take. Sometimes up to 30 or 40, but one we have like 60 on or something.
Is it Juggalo Home Improvement? It better be Juggalo Home Improvement.
We actually have no tracking on that.
That was a good
And if
episode.
we
Yeah,
added
that's
it
too
now,
old.
It'd be 10 million.
No, the one we have the most on is number 70. This is totally the right number.
that adds up.
That tracks.
Number
Pun
70
intended.
part 1, I think you mean.
Let's see. Does not tell me specifically where people are coming from, but I mean, that's presumably just straight downloads. I'm assuming just straight iTunes. That's how most people get
Yeah,
it.
most of our stuff comes from iTunes.
Okay, cool. Because I've always listened on YouTube because I
Yeah, I
just
think-
use
Interesting.
YouTube as TV
We-
now.
We usually
It's true.
hit, I don't know, about, we usually hit somewhere between 3 and 10 on YouTube, depending on the episode.
Yeah, I noticed.
Let me see about that.
You guys got some 30s and stuff like that on YouTube.
We're famous.
What was the one? I was not around for the episode. Like I kind of fade in and out as life gets busy and stuff like that.
I feel that. I
how
feel
dare
that
you.
The
personally.
little,
I mean,
the
yeah,
little
that's
milk
life.
one popped off pretty hard.
Especially like the
The
job
little
that
milk one? Nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got
that's
17.
the big one. Yeah, the one that has the most viewers, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, that would add
No,
up.
the with Carly Miller has 40 views.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Carly did share that one all over the place.
Yeah, we have about 12.
Let's talk about me. I can't imagine which host is quoted saying that.
Yeah, I
we
can't.
have about 12 monthly listeners on
That's
Spotify.
how Lil
so
Wayne be.
whatever.
Oh no, I forgot how terrible some of my titles were. Don't
That's a
remind
good
me.
title. That's a good title.
I always try not to check our stats too often. Every once in a while I do, but I feel like if I check our stats too often, it becomes like the thing that I start to focus on. If that makes
That's
sense.
what I've done. That's what I've done
And
since the
then-
record came out.
Oh, I think the most views I'm seeing on here is Smash Ultimate and Sex Doll Brothels.
I can't
That's a
imagine
good
why.
title.
That was
That's a good
episode.
title.
It is a good title.
Still haven't been to one.
I'm
A
waiting
Smash
for my
Ultimate?
chance.
Yeah, me neither.
Honestly,
I told
for the
you,
best.
The Sex Doll Brothels, they're in Canada. You just go over the border and make an appointment.
I don't remember who made the Earth, Wind,
Yeah,
and
it's
Fire.
already
one.
right now,
talked about
Justin.
that,
How do
though.
you,
It's
how do you
like-
think I'm gonna?
I remember
You
talking
know,
about
just-
that though. I remember it being like incredibly difficult to actually contact those people.
Yeah, it was like 6 layers
no, it's
deep
not-
of like some spy shit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we went over it all. It's all in there. It's all by the books.
I feel like it is important to point out our current actual highest viewed video is the Witch Doctor animatic,
As it should.
clocking in at 147. It's so
nice.
good. Man, I love that.
I love it so much.
Nina made that. I love it. It's just it's very, very good.
I feel like I wish there was. I wish we could get the podcast out to more people because
Can't.
I would love it if we had more listeners, but I also feel like we've done such a good job so far of cultivating just a very just an amazing fan base. And I feel like if we spread the bigger we got or would get, the harder that would be to maintain.
Mhm.
it'll
Yeah,
take-
the more listeners we have,
Thank
the
you.
harder it is for me to make these claims and not get called out. You know,
Yeah,
That's true.
Also,
it's hard to nurture a god complex for like hundreds of people. You know,
I think,
Mm-hmm,
in all fairness, Dan, that is something you should be worried about as well. I, of course,
Nah,
bend
see,
to the whim of the people, and I will always take the most popular option. So
thank
I
I
don't
you,
even
Noah.
worry.
want them to call me out. Fucking do
for
it.
being a river to your people, a la
Listen.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Listen, if somebody's not mad at you, you're not doing it right. That's the rules.
I don't know if that's
That's
true.
not the rules.
I
I
will
prefer when
say
people aren't mad at me.
I agree with that rule. We when we started the band that we're currently in, we said that if someone at the end of any performance or any album doesn't go, wow, this really sucked, then it's not good.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but you need at least one person to have that controversial take, because that means that you have enough people who are enjoying it that those people are able to have their bad take.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's millions and millions of people who are never ever hear our music or buy anything we do.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Like my cat.
Yeah, Jackson, how is the cat?
Oh, never mind.
I have 3 cats now.
Come back.
It's a whole nightmare situation.
No, we can talk about Jackson's cats because Jackson's cats are objectively more interesting.
I've got 3 cats now. There's a whole cat briefing that there was a cat apocalypse that happened for a little while there, where like I just kept getting cats.
Yeah.
Like they just kept showing up. Things have stagnated. Now I just have the 3 cats.
Stagnated.
One is in my room right now. With the door is shut on her, so she's kind of freaking out on me.
Yeah.
That do be how cats are sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You're just so small.
Any of you guys ever have experience owning pet rats or mice?
Never have.
Not a
I had a
pet.
gerbil when I was a kid.
No, yeah.
I have.
Rodents make my allergies act up, and I hate it because I love rats.
Yeah.
Why?
I have 2 pet rats, Dan. Don't make me come across this virtual table and smack you around.
Come at me. I understand that that mice and rats can be cute. I get it.
Always cute.
They're also just like smart.
I don't know.
You choose your words.
No.
You choose your words here.
Like,
those are my babies you're talking about.
What?
Like rats and mice. I don't like.
Why? They have little people hands.
That's not a point in their favor.
That's a selling point. It's like raccoons. How can you hate a raccoon? They got little people hands.
Yeah.
Raccoons are little bastards.
No,
and they got
I kind of can
hands.
side with Dan. Little people hands are kind of uncomfortable.
They're cute.
Well,
because it's just like they're just little people.
Jackson, you've met my rats. They're awesome people.
I have. They're just little people.
Yeah, they have very distinct personalities. I've got 2 rats and 5 mice. No, I've got 4 mice now because one of them died, which sucks. But
Rip.
Such is life. But they're the best pet I've ever had. All my rodents.
I had a gerbil one time. Kind of sucked, honestly. He was all right. He's just like I don't know. Gerbils like just kind of he was kind of mean.
I found that out about guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are real assholes, really.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah. Also, Noah, when you're editing this, if you hear a bunch of like squeaks and harks and stuff like that, it's the squeaky drum stool I'm sitting on.
I thought you were about to say it's the rats, and I was going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's also like my cat. My cat's big chirping right now because she is just being herself.
Yeah, no.
You went out of the room.
Honestly, nothing can be worse than the background noises that Jackson gives me on a weekly basis. I don't know what he does.
3 cats.
There's so much clicking, but it's not
computer
computer clicking. It sounds like you're playing drums with a pencil.
I'm shuffling a deck of cards. Does it sound like this?
We can't hear you.
I can't hear that.
It'll show up in post.
Okay. I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you'll hear the sound of my crackety bones.
Yo, speaking of crackety bones, my neck and shoulders have been completely shot this week, and I assume I just slept wrong or something, but to the point where today is the first day that I can look 90 degrees to the left. Until today, I've only been able to hit 30 or 45 or so, and I've been trying to get better about doing stretches while I'm sitting at my computer, roll my shoulders a little bit, whatever. And every time I do, every rotation, my entire shoulder just starts making clicking sounds as it goes around. And
now I don't think I need to tell you that's bad, right? You do be knowing that, right?
I'm aware it's bad, but I also don't it's not. I can't do that much to fix it beyond what I'm already doing. Besides seeing a doctor, but that's not really an option right now.
It's true.
Can you?
I'm not a millionaire.
Can you guys
even if I went to see a doctor, I don't know what they would like. I don't think they would be able to do that much for me without I guess maybe there's something to medicate for it. But I don't.
Tell me. Tell me if you guys can hear this real quick.
Yeah.
Those were my wrists.
That's
I hate that.
For wrists to make.
My girlfriend's wrists do that too.
Yeah. So
I can crack my fingers and that's it. And my toes, actually. I can crack my toes a lot. It's a bad habit because I just do it when I'm sitting and it drives people up the wall.
It feels nice.
No, cracking your toes is great.
I think so. But people who sit next to me while I'm watching a movie do not agree with me.
And by people, you mean Nina?
I'm not even talking about Nina.
Is this a call-out post on your Twitter.com?
I don't think she's ever complained about me popping my toes. Half a sec. Nina, have you ever noticed
my toes too?
cracking my toes while we're watching movies?
No.
She says no. I don't know if you could hear that, but she's never noticed
we could not.
that.
I don't.
Then who's been mad at you for
Yeah.
it?
Like whipping your neck back and forth. And
His
cracking
cats.
every-
That's cracking my neck, Nina. That's different. Whipping my neck around is just cracking my
Dude, that
neck.
one's-
It's not the same.
I've always been jealous of you being able to do that because it always sounds like you actually get a good pop out of it, whereas mine just clicks the whole way around.
So it actually looks a lot more violent when I do it than it is, just because my hair moves when it happens, and my hair's just like, hello. It do be looking violent, but I feel like I would be irresponsible to not say, hey, don't do that.
Hey, Noah, how's your hair doing, by the way?
My hair is so freaking long and I hate it. The stuff on the sides I usually keep shaved down.
You still got all of it though?
Well, I'm not bald yet. Yeah.
Well, it must be nice.
This is an old man.
It's because he's old.
No,
you see,
I
the
don't
joke
think-
is that he's old.
I don't think you've seen me since I had long hair.
You do have a shaved head now. That's right.
Yeah, I shave my head now because
That's
if
a
I,
bold choice.
I think I saw you
It's a bold
update
choice.
your Twitter profile or something, and that's when
Yeah.
I first noticed.
yeah. If I don't,
Which
I look like what's his name from The Office, Toby.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's how it grows now.
that's
Yeah, I'm
unfortunate
getting the
because
George
Toby's
Costanza
scary.
going on for me pretty soon here.
Jackson,
I got 3 years until I go full George Costanza.
Jackson,
I made the
you're-
decision.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I
Tell
was just
You're the
gonna
guest.
compliment Jackson's just what his face is doing lately.
It do,
I just haven't shaved in like
The,
6 months
I know
now.
I'm
I mean, it
impressed
do
by
be
it.
looking good on you though.
It do be looking fresh.
There are far worse looks you could be embracing. Yeah, my
That's
hair is
true.
thinning out heavily in the front, and I know it's only a matter of time before I have to ditch my hair.
Yeah,
but-
I had to jump out in front of it because like there's not worse than starting to go because I started at 20. I'm 23 now, so I started going like kind of bald at 20, and
23 now, but will I live to see 24? That's
the only thing
gangsters
worse than going
paradise.
bald at 20 is still holding on to it when it's time to let it go. So I got out.
It's true,
real
yeah.
early. Now, Dan, if you'd please continue.
Yeah, I plan on keeping myself in check on that.
See,
I
I've had people come in and they're like, "Yeah, so my hair, it's pretty thin. I don't know what you can do with it." And I'm just like, "Buddy, what hair?
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell
Aw.
you."
Yeah, let it go.
But there's no recovering this. Like some people, if their hair's long enough, they can style it up, and it's like, yeah, you can tell that it's going, but it's not the same as someone who is desperately trying to recover it. You know, there's that fine line.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like me,
yeah.
desperately trying to keep it.
Yeah.
I just need it to
I-
last until October. That's all I need.
I made the decision at the beginning of the year that after my first haircut of the year, I was gonna finally do something that I've been meaning to do for like since I was like 12 and just let my hair grow and see how long it'll get.
Okay.
Because I'm starting to thin out in the front, and I'm like, listen, if it's gonna go, I'm gonna get one last hurrah. We're gonna go for broke before it's gone.
Oh man. That's
So far, it is almost to my shoulders. It is maybe an inch above my shoulders.
I respect it.
I've been
The
will
lowest
say-
part is level, but like the majority of it is about an inch above.
Hey, you guys, can I do something real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you wanna come here for a second?
Hey, sure.
So
Is it a rat? Is it gonna be Sticks
It's not,
and
it's
Willie?
not Stick or Willie. This is Calvin, who is the second half of Yellow Nymphos and everything.
Hi, Calvin.
So
Oh, hi, Calvin.
yeah, Calvin's here.
Hello, Calvin.
Say hello.
Hello.
He's the guy who sings on the record. So he runs the Facebook. So if you listen to it and like it, let him know.
I listened to it and liked it. Let him
All
know.
Let him know. Hey, Noah said he listened to it and liked it. Tee-hee. All right, sorry.
Tee-hee.
Yeah.
No, I did not say tee-hee, by the way.
He definitely kind of said tee-hee.
Oh yeah.
I gotta run back on that. Noah, can you slow down the audio and see if you said tee-hee? Oh no.
Oh my.
Can I get Miley Cyrus Eminem on the screen?
Can I give a quick throwback, by the way, real quick? I'm going through the old episodes and putting the thing on them so that I can like track
The Miley Cyrus
plays.
Eminem one?
And I forgot about the Jackson's hot car corner where
Oh yeah, when I recorded
You
in like a
recorded in
100
your
degree
car
day in my
and
car
almost died of
outside of
heat stroke.
McDonald's.
Amazing.
it's our
That
shortest
sucked.
episode to date, ringing in at 40 something minutes.
That was
And-
terrible. Yeah, like I couldn't record anymore.
Yeah.
I had like an hour long break in between the halfway point of a 12-hour shift, and I was like, I have to go record an episode of a podcast, and I didn't have Wi-Fi in my house, so I had to go record an episode of a podcast inside of my car outside of McDonald's in a truck stop.
And honestly, as far as connections go,
I've heard worse. I've heard worse.
Yeah, you had a better internet connection than you had any right to, being connected to the internet outside of a McDonald's.
I think we only lost you like twice during that whole time.
My personal favorite was when you'd open the door and be like, those truckers are staring at me, and I don't know why.
Well, they were. I know, you do okay. Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
We broke him.
I can't believe we just killed Makain.
On air.
I'm sorry.
Who killed McCain?
Big rip.
R.I.P. McCain.
That's
a bit of a reference.
It's I don't even know. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Jackson.
It
That was a great experience.
could be worse.
Yeah,
Could always be worse.
those truckers could be coming after you, tossing you around.
What was I gonna...
You want to see it up here?
I had something. I had a thing I was going to head towards before Noah said, "Oh, I want to bring it back," but I've completely lost what it was. Thanks, Noah.
Was it something about your hair?
Dan.
The dismissal in your tone there hurt.
That wasn't
you to
a
know.
dismissal.
It
He's
came
raised a
out.
question.
It came out very like.
It's a
Was it
question.
something about your hair? Like
Was
it
it
came out
something
very
about
sassy.
your hair?
My hair. I hate it. I hate it. I hate you. I hate all of it.
This all makes sense.
It wasn't. I don't know what it was. It's gone. It's fine. Who needs conversation?
What's going on your hair?
I like conversation.
I think the
Never
four
mind.
of us
Apparently
probably
not.
benefit from it, yeah.
What bullshit do you think you'd have to pull to get a podcast that is like 90% dead air that people would actually listen to? What would have to be so interesting?
You got to make it ironic.
That's true. You got to ironically
Yeah,
do
kids,
it. Yeah.
kids love the ironic things.
I don't think you could do an hour-long podcast of dead air either.
No, but I would argue you could do like 20 minutes or 10 minutes or something.
Are we as a
Of
culture?
like one thing at the beginning or end, or maybe one thing in the middle, and the rest of it all just dead air.
Are we as a culture still interested in irony?
Everything loves irony. Like kids these days love irony.
There's just
true.
some things I
But they do it wrong.
yeah. All right, that's fair. I mean, I'll be wrong. I just was curious about it, I guess, because I know I feel from listening that mostly Dan and Jackson are cultivators of the memes or whatever.
I've never once cultivated a meme.
I dig them up out of the ground after they've been
I
dead and
take
buried
myself
for 30
100%
years.
seriously.
Well, you guys like keep up with like modern
Sure.
youth culture and
I have a TikTok account. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jackson more than me. Yes.
I just don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what other people my age are doing.
Man, they're just
Same.
They're all over the place. Gen Z's
Dude, it's
crazy. They just want
it's
to like
wild.
start a riot, and I'm totally on board.
Same.
These kids are just like all about like the revolution, and honestly,
Oh,
I'm here
shit,
for it.
I've
I
heard,
respect
I'm
it.
I've heard
super
this
here
from you
for
so
it,
many
yeah.
times.
I'm picking up what they're putting down.
Yeah.
Is it that hard to
cats are
just
fighting through the
die
door.
quietly?
Yes.
Honestly, a mood.
I'm just being a dick. I'm sorry.
Facetious.
Yeah.
Next time someone says a mood, I think I'm just gonna lose my mind. I just don't.
Here's looking at
What
you,
a
Dan.
mood.
I'm just living in such a society. Every time someone's like big mood, I'm just losing it.
Why?
That is a
Why is this
big
the new
mood.
thing you hate?
It's just I don't know. It's just
It's
eating
not a
away
new
at
thing.
me.
Jackson's hated that for
Yeah,
a long
it's been-
time.
really?
He brought
It's
it
been
up
eating
like
away at me for
30
months.
episodes
but
ago.
it just keeps getting.
Bold that you assume that I listen
I've just
to
been
things.
trying to let it go, hey, but it just keeps coming back, and I just keep being mad
I have
at it.
a short list.
Did
I don't think
That's
it's going
why-
away at all.
I don't think I told you
No, I
guys
say I
this.
keep waiting for it to go away.
When Nina and I got back from getting her car from Washington, I found that my electricity was getting shut off in like a week. My landlord
yeah.
canceled my electricity, didn't know what was going on, so I had to get it started again. And I get connected to this girl who apparently had been having a bad day, and I'm like, "Yo, a mood," and she's like, "Oh my gosh, did you just say mood?" And that was how my professional phone call turned into just the most casual phone call of making sure I have my electricity hooked up I've ever had in my life.
That's really
Oh,
nice.
that's adorable. That's so wholesome.
That is nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it doesn't justify my suffering.
No, I wasn't trying to justify the suffering. I just had a funny story related to big moods.
That is a funny story.
The short list of modern like lingo that I dislike mostly has been filled by Dan.
What modern lingo does Dan keep up with?
I swear.
Not to drag Dan, but I don't hear him saying a lot
are the
of
ones
stuff.
that drain me.
I swear.
My strength leaves my body like kryptonite near Superman whenever I hear someone say valid or big mood.
When it's big mood,
no.
it's we live in a society, and it's
That's a good one.
and it's hot take. I swear, Dan, if you say something,
No, I will say hot take until the day I die, especially for things that are objectively not hot and barely
I was
takes.
about to say,
My
if
personal
you
favorite
say
was
hot take and follow it with something so vanilla one more time, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Dan, hot take, we shouldn't shoot people for no reason.
That is apparently that. Okay, hold on, Noah.
Well,
That's
no,
a little
no.
charge right now.
Okay,
That is a
hard
bit of a hot take right now.
That was a little
Cut
too
it.
topical.
Yeah, you gotta cut that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot take. We shouldn't. What are you yelling for? Hot take. My cat should stop yelling.
Listen.
She's like charging her yells up.
The problem is that things that aren't hot takes should be, and things that should be aren't.
No, I think some of your hot
that
takes
because-
shouldn't be hot takes. They are just not
Is
hot
that because
takes,
we
and I
live
don't
in a
think they should
society?
be.
I don't know, man. I've cut out we live in a society as much as possible.
Thank you for your.
I like things are constantly happening.
I've cut it out not because of that, but because, and I've mentioned it before on the podcast, that like it got taken over by a bunch of fucking Nazis, like just the phrase and the community around it, and so I stopped trying to use it as much as possible because
It's mighty big of you.
That makes
Didn't we
me
start
sad.
saying it because of the Seinfeld episode
Maybe.
where George is like, "Hey, can I? What time is it?" To the guy in front of him, he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "But you're wearing a watch. Can you check your watch?" He's like, "Well, there's a clock up ahead." He's like, "Well, you're wearing a watch. Can you just tell me what time it is?" He's like, "Dude, stop wasting my time." And he's like, "We are living in a society."
I love it.
It's a classic Seinfeld bit. Yeah, like the guy won't tell him what time it is even though he has a watch on.
I love it so much.
Jackson, I feel like you're that kind of
However,
guy.
there are some people I would not tell the time to if I was wearing a watch.
Wow, you wouldn't give him the time of day, as they say.
There are some people that would do that too. Like I'll be on my phone and this is more like me being stupid actually. No.
Yep.
Because
Nope, you already started it.
my brain switched gears and I realized I had no story of me not being willing to tell someone the time. But what
Yeah, it
has
really is
happened
kinda
is
like
I've
a
been
dick
staring
move.
at my phone and I've looked up and I've been like, "Hey, what time is it?"
That's a pretty big L
It is.
Amazing.
that you were handing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but big L I enjoy and L I like, but valid and big mood have just. I think it's because like we collectively have said them for too long.
Like we collectively, as in me personally, because I say them
like
a
as
lot.
in the.
Or
Oh, I mean,
we
the
as a
same.
culture.
but so does Dan, and I feel like I probably did too. I don't know if I did as much,
I-
but like I feel like as a podcast we've said them for too long.
I think it's a cycle. I think it's an endless cycle where phrases become like, and it's impossible to
gotta
tell
break the
beforehand who's
cycle.
gonna jump on board with a specific phrase or not, and who isn't, and who's gonna grow to hate it versus who's going to just use it until forever. Because I feel like similar things happened, like not specifically with us because we didn't interact as much, but like 5 years ago, I think there were like a bunch of phrases and stuff that I just didn't.
Let's bring back epic.
The only time
I don't know if I can get behind
I get behind it, but only for epic gamer moments because I enjoy saying being about to do the most mundane thing and being like,
That's
guys, I'm gonna do an epic gamer moment and then like go open the
And
door.
then you
Like,
say
that's
the
it, like,
N-word.
yeah, exactly. Well,
I'm gonna
exactly.
I'm gonna just start saying epic fail.
Oof, that's
We're not giving up Epic until Fail Army stops making videos.
Are they still making videos?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh,
no.
good for them.
Oh yeah. Here, let me do some research here. You guys keep going.
Holy cow! I can't believe it. I can't believe Fail Army's still making videos.
I'm impressed if we're being honest.
I mean, the longevity, really, yeah. It's kind of like AFV at this point, where like the content in and of itself is so blindly watchable and easy to produce because you don't actually filming it. You literally are sent clips that you then cut together and put on like the screen. So like it's so producible and it's so easily watchable because it stays inherently modern because the clips being sent to you are going to be clips sent recently. So like things that are happening are, topical in some way or another. So you can continue making videos, I suppose, until time collapses upon itself.
Fail Army's latest upload was 2 days ago.
What is it?
Let's see here. It is did not see that coming. And it's looks like some MMA guy is gonna get hit by someone or something.
I'm sure he is. And I'm sure somebody gets kicked in the balls on that video.
Yeah. So yeah, when they stop making videos is when we'll give up Fail and Epic and all that.
I'm on board with that, actually.
Yeah, that works.
That's a good timeline to put it on. It's on a timeline, but is it? How long will Fail Army make videos?
When is YouTube going away?
When do you guys have any YouTubers that you used to watch or that you do watch that just should just give up? Like it's time they hang it up.
Let me check.
I don't think so.
Let me check my old account and see who's still uploading from back then.
I can't really think of any. I know of some that have like hit like a golden era recently. Yeah. That have been producing forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good feeling. Like my man Northern Line, who I've talked about on the podcast a million times, has been like making the same content for like 10 years on YouTube, and like it's consistently watchable just because of the way that he produces it. It's not meant to be. It's almost like podcast episodes and less like
it is.
Video game. But he's hit like a stride recently and had like a golden era. Like he's been kind of popping off relatively.
That's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah, I love. I was talking about this with Noah the other day. I love when like something I like becomes popular, and it bothers me when you get like the indie people who are like, "Oh, something I like became popular.
Oh my God.
Now I hate it."
Yeah,
it's one thing to stop liking something. Like that's fine. Like if you stop liking something when it like around the same time it blows up because like maybe its flaws are highlighted to you, or maybe someone like reveals something to you, you're like, wow, that actually changes the way I perceive this media. Like that's totally fine. But like just because it's popular, I mean that's like okay if you're I guess like 17 in high school and you watch YouTube videos on why you've got to be different. But like I don't know, as an adult, just like stop, dude. Just enjoy things, and if they blow up, that's good.
There's like one thing
definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, there's one thing that's ever happened to me with because like with the type of music I listen to, like not a lot of people in our age group listen to it, but it's widely accepted music from decades prior. So I never really listened to a musician that suddenly everyone caught on to that was new, except maybe Soccer Mommy. She's really good. But it happened with me with Bob's Burgers. Like I watched it when it first came out, and everyone really disliked it, and I liked it the whole way through, and then it's huge now. Like you go into any Spencer's or any comic book store, there's Bob's Burgers stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. I feel like with TV, I watched Letterkenny back when it was like 2 seasons out, and it was still only on like Crave TV.
Yeah.
Amazing. Which is like basically Canadian Hulu.
Yeah.
And then like I watched it semi-legally. But when it was only like 2 seasons out, it was really good. And I learned about it actually because of like Northern Lion and his associates, because they're all Canadian. So a lot of them are Canadian. And one of his friends was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I'll look into it. And I was like, wow, this is really sick. And then now it's like huge in America too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good, now I can talk about it with people.
I found the channels that I used to sub to that I think should have stopped.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do you guys remember Ed Bassmaster?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow, yeah, I remember that from years
just
ago.
Look at it guy.
Yeah, like, would you look at that car? I remember that video.
Okay. Yeah, he's posting multiple times a week right now.
What?
Yeah,
hold on. What are his numbers?
Well, for a 2.35 million subscriber guy, he's pulling in less than 40K views on a video, usually less than 30 for some of these.
Wow,
that's rough.
Ed.
It looks like he's coming back, because it looks like he was doing some podcasting for a hot minute where he was getting almost 1 million views, somewhere in the middle sometimes. But a lot of no, never mind. They all topped out. Never mind. They were not. They were just a couple videos that popped off here and there. Yeah,
Man,
this guy.
That's a shame.
This guy. Yeah, he's not doing a lot of good stuff. And it looks like he's playing the same characters he always used to. Someone with an ugly haircut and stubble.
Bad fashion.
Oh,
yeah, he has not changed his styles at all.
That makes me wonder about like a YouTuber from like way back when, Copper Cab, if you guys remember.
Yeah, that was the Ginger's Have Souls guy, right?
Yeah. I wonder if because I think it's pretty well known. He's a character. Like he's just kind of playing a character.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went in a weird way for a while where he kind of did like a rap thing for a minute. And then
Go.
yeah, let's see. I don't know. Like, what is he doing? 2 days ago, late night Q&A, no robots. Coronavirus is racist. Sister teaches me on the table. I don't know what that
God.
means.
Oh god.
But yeah,
I
this
don't
is all.
like it. I know
Copper
that.
Cav, you gotta stop, dude. Like,
Yeah. Oh boy.
it's time to put an end to like your you had a run. You know, you made a run. Call it a day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Ray William Johnson. He was just like, I'm done.
Oh,
just
that,
kind of left.
that falls into the category of like who I was initially thinking of, and who are still getting over
I'm-
a million is epic rap battles. Like,
Oh
See,
god.
I have a weird feeling about that because some of their older stuff is now unwatchable, right? Like some of their older
Most
stuff.
of it is
Dylan Riley
almost
versus
all of it
John
is
Lennon.
terrible.
Yeah, that's not watchable at all.
Yeah, some of them are like the society like what we as a society consider to be acceptable and funny has changed so much that at least in my like from my perspective, what I thought was funny at 12, 13, 14 is either A, no longer acceptable, or B, no longer funny, and usually
Yeah,
both.
I mean, I've said
But-
it before, but I used to think Filthy Frank was very funny.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But I think some of their stuff is still really solid.
There's some stuff I like that.
I'm glad that they got out from under the network that they were under for a long time,
Yeah.
and like
Now
are
they're under
back to
Disney.
being. No, they're solo.
Yeah,
Did they get out from Disney?
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
they
they
bought
got out
themselves
of
out.
Disney.
yeah.
They got out of Disney.
Jeez.
That was like
Interesting.
That's why they're back. They've been doing work again.
Yeah, they went on hiatus
Because
for
they
a
were
long
kind of
time.
shut down, and then they basically had to wait. My guess is they literally just had to wait long enough for the brand to be worth a small enough amount that Disney was willing to sell it. Is my guess.
That makes
Or,
sense, yeah.
Maker Studios, I guess it would be now. It's who they were under. But yeah, no, they're back on their own again, and some of the stuff they've been doing is really good, and some of it's garbage. And I'm glad, if only because I feel like it's something that they're doing it for themselves again. If that makes sense.
So, fun snippet real quick about epic rap battles. So, I've also talked about this on the podcast. I am a big fan of Watsky, and Makain knows this as well. He just the other day set the record for world's longest freestyle. It was like 37
that.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's
I
really
saw
good.
his
Yeah, he
stream.
just like freestyled straight for like 40 hours almost.
He
Yeah, I
he's
saw the
insane.
stream up.
wow, he's such a cool
But yeah,
dude.
also he was on a couple epic rap battles, which is super cringe in hindsight. But
Yeah.
No man, I liked him on the rap battles though.
It
I don't know.
depends on the character.
I still like him. I'm gonna
it
what?
just like
Jackson was
sucks
saying,
seeing
like,
someone who you're like, wow, this is a talented artist, and then hearing them be like, here's me kinning
William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare, ironically, and you're like, oh, this sucks.
I don't know, man. It's like you said earlier, Jackson. If it gets popular and you like it, still like it. I think if it becomes unpopular,
No,
and you like it,
I
still
didn't
like
say
it.
still like it. I never said you have to still like it. I just said like, if you still like it, then still like it. But if you have reasons to not like it, go ahead and not like it.
No, that's fair.
But like, if something pops up, don't hate it for being popular.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah.
There are plenty of other reasons probably to dislike media.
That's fair.
Because I was talking to Noah the other day about how like in the past probably like 6-7 months, like the Mountain Goats have become like marginally more successful than they were before. Like which is currently my favorite band. I've listened to a lot of their stuff and love it. And I feel like I've heard them everywhere in the past like 2 months especially,
I have not.
which
I
is
just
really
listened to them.
strange because I had what.
I haven't. I'm interested. I want to listen to them.
You should. They're really, really good.
Cool.
It's really cool. It's basically it's one of those where it's kind of a solo act. Like John Darnielle is like the lead singer, and he solo produced a lot of the albums early on, and the newest one because he made it in quarantine. Just was like, hey, I'm making an album because I'm locked in my house. It's pretty good. But then like a lot of them also have like accompaniment of various other groups and like are actually professionally recorded. But a lot of them have that like analog hiss to them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's really good. There's a lot of good
I
stuff.
was actually just listening to an episode of the podcast before we started recording, just to kind of like bounce around a few things. And you mentioned your one friend's band from, I think it's when you were living in Austin still. And let me check what the name of it was, because it's not something Risky Motion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't know that they're together anymore.
it's not something I
might be,
typically listen to, but it's definitely like enjoyable.
Yeah, it's fun. I remember going to like their like album release and like all their like shows and stuff. Went to a Halloween party where they were playing at a commune living house outside of UT.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy.
That
I think I talked about it in the
Yeah,
podcast.
that's the
Yeah,
one you
I was gonna say I
mentioned.
remember that story. That was a good story.
It was a good story. It was a good time.
because you're talking about how Abita was a commune, and that brought you into that.
Oh yeah, it was,
But yeah, that it's so easy to find new good music now. That
oh yeah.
a lot of people tend to close their eyes to it, and if it's not trending on YouTube or no one listens to the radio anymore, but if it's not fed to them by Spotify or whatever, they don't bother to go out and find something they like better than what.
Yeah, it can be tricky too, because like a lot of times if you're in niche stuff, like I know I'm pretty particular about what I listen to, so like I don't even know half the time why I'm into something. I just kind of am. So like for me, it's kind of always a risk to just be like, okay, I'm going to just spend today listening to new things when people have like their fallback stuff. So it can be difficult, but it's definitely like there's no shortage of good stuff. Because I mean, you and Calvin put out this EP very recently, and basically were able to like record and publish it on your own.
Yeah.
So like, there's so many people who have access to be able to do that kind of stuff now because of the digital age.
Oh yeah.
So there's no shortage of good music.
Like kids in their bedrooms right now don't realize the amount of potential they're sitting on. With a microphone and a digital audio workstation. Like they're sitting on gold mines of really good music, and a lot of kids don't realize that, and I wish everybody would.
Well, not everybody wants to produce music though.
Oh yeah, but I mean everybody who wants to, I should say. Everybody who wants to and thinks there's stuff standing in their
SoundCloud
way.
rappers.
I was gonna say I also think there's something like, because I only pick up new artists, like very rarely do I pick up a new artist, and I think there's something to be said for like, I know what I want to listen to. I have my little Spotify playlist or whatever that I'm going to put on.
Yeah, felching or whatever.
And I'm not looking for a new, for a new artist.
Callback.
Thank you.
How dare you? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's totally acceptable if you don't want to find someone new. But I think that if you're like, oh, there's no good music anymore, you're not.
Which is a frustratingly uncommon take.
Which is a terrible take. It's just a bad take.
The most vocal group of the two are the two that claim they look for it but say you can't find it. And Noah, you might be, I think, most interested in these bands, but three that I've discovered very recently that are great. They're kind of, like, one of them's actually pretty large, but the other one is the other two are pretty small. Tropical Fuck Storm. They're out of Australia. They're really good.
Great name.
Great name. Show Me the Body. Super, super good stuff. And the other was, I don't remember what it was. Oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of the band, so don't even bother with them. Fuck them. Or sorry, I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
But yeah, we should probably start doing some plugs. I just
realized what time we're at.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be quite a bit cut though too, because then there's some dead air at the beginning.
Yeah, there's some dead space
stuff. But yeah, that's where can we find you, Makain?
Well, you can find me personally at
and the band, yeah.
Personally, you can find me on Instagram at makain.thebrain. You'll see how to spell my name, MAKAIN. .thebrain on Instagram, and you can find us on any streaming platform for the band under Yellow Nymphos, all spelled how they sound. So yeah, check that out.
There we go. Jackson, how about you? Where can we find you?
Whatever, dude.
Whatever. All right, Dan, where can we find you?
I'm over it.
Twitter and Twitch mostly. I'm not even plugging the Instagram anymore because I don't bother keeping up with it. I need to, but I just don't. Born to Rule 57 on Twitter, Born to Rule on Twitch. We finished, I finished my Total War stream. Like, the Total War campaign we've been doing for, like, 4 months now, I feel like. On Saturday, we finished it up. So, I don't know what the hell we're doing this week, but it'll be something.
All right.
But you, Noah, where can we find you?
You can find me as Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD. I am anywhere that you need to find me. That's what I'm going to be. Continuing on playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I think we have 3 or 4 streams left in that one, depending on how quickly we get through main story missions. So, pretty exciting. Also, I have 69 followers, I just saw.
Nice.
So that's nice.
Also, you got that name down. Like, you can say that really quick, no problem now.
Oh yeah, Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD.
Very good, and I like it.
It is my one talent.
It tickled me a little bit. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You can find the. Oh shoot, we do have another shout out this week. By the way, we got a new one. Now, here's the thing. We got a brand new patron. Oh, shit.
Word.
Yeah, buddy. You want to talk about this one?
Shit.
I was saying, I actually just told them that it may not come through until the end of the month when the actual payment goes in for the first time.
No,
I didn't know how you wanted to handle that.
You know that they're good for it, so we're gonna
I know they're good for
it.
I just was, gonna give you the out.
All right. Well, a certain somebody pledged $10, which means they get to make us say things, and that means I have to say, which one was it? Half a sec.
It's physically causing him trouble to say things. I love it.
Wait, what's happening right now?
I'm having issues finding the original message right now.
But from who?
Calamity
from
Janet. Sam. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Calamity Janet in the Discord, which actually, Sam, make sure you link your Discord to your Patreon because I think it'll put you in the new tier.
All right. I'm just going to give the gist of it because I can't find the original message anymore.
Wow.
Ravioli are Pop-Tarts.
Other way around,
Pop-Tarts are ravioli. I don't believe that. I think that is objectively false. But there you go, Sam. You got your soundbite of me saying that Pop-Tarts are ravioli.
They are so proud of this community.
And if you want me to say stupid shit like that, you can go to patreon.com/offtheair and pledge.
Ravioli are also Pop-Tarts.
Look, Jackson, Noah specifically said I wasn't allowed to bring this on the podcast.
This out because we're plugging it right now. You can go to patreon.com/offtheair and make us say terrible, horrible things that we don't agree with because that's just life. Twitter.com@theofftheair, Facebook.com/OTA podcast. Shoot us a review on iTunes because I believe that is the only place that we can get reviews. So. Correct. And we will read them out loud if you leave us a 5-star. So thank you and good night, I suppose. Makain, thanks for coming out.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So long and good night. I carry on this way. There's a way if I say so long and good night. So long and good night. Game of time, whatever you start for, watching the tears again.